The stories that are about to be planted in your ear and the images that will be seared and painted upon your brain are 100% real. They're what happens and goes on, not behind closed doors, not behind the bars, but in the facility regarding the workers at Coastal State Prison. These are 100% real, 100% true, and this is pure uncut video. That means I'm not going to cut it, not going to paste it, I'm just going to tell the story how it is and put it out there. You may be entertained, you may be confused, but this is what goes on. This is life. Beautiful. Behind bars.
Okay, I'm not sure where to start because I don't know. Well, I don't want to start from the beginning because it's just, I don't do that. That's all in order. I want to do it out of order. And I want to start by something that just pops up in my head when I first walked in there type stuff, or a memory that comes up. And the one that comes to my head was upon getting to the prison. I remember we was getting a tour, and I mean, it's something new, but like, oh yeah, this is what it's about. Now there's most of the buildings in one, but there's a gate that separates 4 buildings out of the other however many there is, I can't count. But there's a gate, 4 buildings, NT, ghetto buildings. And we was walking through one of them buildings. I think the inmates were either coming in or coming out. And we were all there, and I got my person, we'll call him Mike. Now, for people who have nothing to do with these videos, rent-wise or whatever, not going to use their real names. And I'll just say, for instance, we'll call them. Then that's how you know that's not who they really are. So, now I will, if I'm using somebody in the sentence right after that, I will be using, you'll know it's their name, because I'm going to give the whole name probably twice so you can hear me clearly. So, this other dude who's there, we're getting a tour, and he's just so funny. Like, we're just vibing. And now we're going to call him Mike. So, Officer Mike comes, and he be narrating in my ear. So I'm walking in, and all the prisoners come to the gate. Hey, shawty. Hey, how you doing? Hey, come here. Hey, I got something for you. I can tame that. I work that. Oh, I, show you what your mama made. These are in nicer words. And I'm like, oh, I wax that. Oh, I bet that look nice. P-word look nice and stuff like that. Just nasty, just words. Just, I'm like, what is it, a hip-hop show or something? I don't know. And he come right up in my ear. He be like, oh snap, we walk into a video. He be like, oh snap, here they come, looking for you. I be laughing too hard. I'm like, I don't want to smile, because I know this smile is something to die for. So we be doing that, and the prisoners were coming in or out the building. I don't remember. I just know they were passing us while we were standing there. And there's nothing to be scared of. Like, that's the most thing people expect. Like, oh, you scared that there's just inmates all around you? I was like, I wish nigga would. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the type of person, you walk up on me the wrong way, you might get cut. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I wish a nigga would try me. So I'm like, I ain't nobody scared. Jesus and my mama are the only people who scare me in this planet. Because you never know what your mama got up her sleeve. You always got to keep your eye on your mama. Plus, this is the person who you smack down growing up. Mama raised a voice on, it's going down Chinatown. My mama scared me. Jesus, he's my father. He's my man, We go back like a throwback. I mean, he told me when I was coming out the room, and bam, August 7th, I was here. That's my man. J-Dub all day. God, holla at your girl. But anybody else, you can get the bass in your voice. You can be Jeepers Creepers. You're not going to scare me. So I'm like, no. Being around inmates, it can be like 5-star on me right now. I'm just going to look hard in the picture. I'll take a picture out of it. I'll be like, me and the niggas. There's nothing to be afraid of, because what people don't realize, what the prison doesn't realize, what the workers, what they try to force is, these are just people, but they treat them like dogs. They treat them like they're the worst people. They treat them less than human. And that's hard for me to see, because I'm like, people make mistakes. Some people just get penalized worse for it. But I'll discuss that later on, how they treat them. But this one prisoner, big, burly, He don't look prison cut, but it's just a big nigga. Like, he big as goddamn. He's like standing up to a basketball player, draft pick, like probably like LeBron James. He's probably like that big. This nigga walked by, and I was on the end. By the same time, I stayed by Big Mike because Mike's a big guy. So I was like, it's like a bodyguard. If somebody you want, get a little too overwhelmed with seeing all the sexiness in one place. So I'm by Mike, we talking stuff. This person walked by, and I can tell if he didn't already just strip my clothes off with his face all in one yank. I felt naked right then, okay? Because he walked by and he just slowly, and then as he walked, he did the look where when you're walking away, you still looking at the person and your head ain't moving. And I'm the type of person, you look at me, I'm gonna get the last look. So he looking at me, and it was me, and it was another fellow home slice of mine. We're gonna call her Brittany. So me, Brittany, and Mike are standing by each other. Me and Brittany are directly beside each other. So he's coming over, just grilling us like a nice cold steak piece of meat. And at that moment when we seen he was looking at us, it was just like, oh my God. Like, when he looked up and we locked eyes, I swear all my clothes just, you would have thought I was there butt naked. He just like, with this serious face that was like mug, but it was like, right now, I'm busting one off on you. You're mine right now. And he's walking and looking at me, and I'm just like, this nigga. And freaking Brittany got me rolling because she's like, oh my God. And it was the funniest thing, but he literally just grilled us in the circle. Like, you're just walking and you're just like what the F? And I'm like, I ain't about to back down off of a challenge. So he mugging, I'm mugging. But he's not mugging like, don't let me catch you outside these gates. Like, this nigga's looking like Breezy's playing in the back, let me take you down, or I want to sex you up or something. I don't know. I never forget the look. And we were just like, anybody got nothing to say about that looking? So, I mean, that's like the main case, and that was like the first day I was touring the prison. That was the first day at work. And this dude literally, he did not undress me with his eyes, he stripped me. That's like you do, like, come on baby, let's get it on. All your clothes, like if you had a dress but you have on a shirt and some shorts or something. It was just like if I had a dress and you just, all the clothes gone. At that moment, I was like, oh Lord, I got some of these niggas in here. It was something else. And then you had people that will walk up, scratching their balls, digging in their balls, rubbing their pants. Now, if you see a nigga in the prison system keep going like this to his pants, he touching on himself. He stirring it up. That's how I'm saying. He's stirring it up, and that's what he was doing, stirring it up. And I mean, and you can, I wouldn't say you can see what's happening, but you know what's happening, and eventually you will see bulge in his pants, something that he try to play it off and stand with his hands semi in his pants and try to play it off and work that thing, First day of prison, you learn that. And walking in the hood of the prisoners in T-building is the straight hood. It's like being in a fishbowl. You're right in the middle. The people in control are right in the middle, and everybody else is around them. Or you can see everybody and everybody can see you. And I was walking in there, and you would have thought it was like presenting some, it was like coming to the Million Man March, and I was the only female. And it's literally how they didn't want, it wasn't bad, but in the tense that I'm saying it was so bad, I was not allowed to walk on like an end by myself. With the end line, they try to have me in the middle line, or not where the edge where, I can be seen as much. So it was a pretty good experience there, and then stuff like that. Alright. Never forgot it. Happens every day. It still happens, because then there's new inmates all the time. I don't get to go on that side of the prison much, because when I go down there is an uproar. it's like, you know, when I'm on that side, because they're beating on the window, they're beating on the glass, they're beating on, and they're coming to the door, they rushing, they stop, and they walking like they're over there eating. They call eating feed off. They had feed off, and they're coming back. They stop and they crowd around me, stuff like that. I walked to one of the buildings back there, walked to the Q building, barely made it through the door. Somebody had me go pick up a paper. I was like, you know, I ain't allowed back there. You know, this isn't the first day anymore. This is like a couple days after. But I'm like, you know, I'm not allowed back there because it be popping off when I'm back there. I go back there and all the prisoners just surrounding me at the door, and I'm walking in. I can barely get out. Officer, he just sitting there chilling. I was like, sir, get your building. He, okay, everybody, back it up. I'm like, see this? And he was like, where you been? Why you don't come on this side? I said, look what happens when I walk through the piece of trash. Like, what? It's not a game. But, could you blame me? This happens in regular life without prison. So you can imagine it's 50 times worse than prison. I really deal with prison before I deal with these goddamn charities. I'll tell you that much.